So we saw enough rain this summer that the dry stretch hasn't done all that bad. There's actually some good out of it that we just saw, but we are going to see that coming to an end. We need it. We need the rain, of course.
My lawn is brown and crunchy. And
it's almost been 30 days. Midnight tonight, once we don't see rain at midnight, it's been 30 days since we haven't seen rain. So quite the stretch. We are tied for fourth place for longest rain-free stretches in Boston. 2024, so right in the record books for the top 5 at least, putting itself there. And after we see today being mainly dry, which it's likely going to be, not seeing measurable rainfall, we're going to be put solidly in fourth place. So as far as those next rain chances, they're coming. They'll be here by tomorrow and not far off, just south of southern New England, seeing those areas of rain. But that system in general is going to keep us clouded up, a bit wet and even windy at times going through our next few days. So that does include Thursday, and that does include Friday as well. So going through our Thursday, especially for the Cape and the Islands, starting to see some pockets of even heavy rain developing by the afternoon, and then pushing into Boston and back towards even southern New Hampshire, getting in on a few showers. But in general, we'll see that axis from Boston to Providence with the heaviest stuff. Worcester getting in on some lighter rain as well. By Friday, starting to see it a bit more scattered, but where it's not going to be as scattered and where it will be more steady, the Cape and the South Shore. That's where the heaviest rain is going to come down. Also the islands, Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, going to see some of those higher rain totals out of this system as well. Then once we get into Saturday, we'll have dry times on Saturday, plenty of dry times. And so the other days, we'll have a few times where you could probably peek out the door, take the dog for a quick walk, and that all depends on where you're located. But Saturday, we will have a long stretch of dry time until the evening, when we'll start to see those rain chances returning around 7, 8 o'clock for your Saturday. So when all is said and done between now and Saturday morning, so not including the Saturday evening round of rain, most of us will be seeing under an inch of rain. That does include Boston and back towards Worcester, but areas along the Cape could see more than 2 inches of rain, and in spots more than 3 inches of rain. So we're just going to have to be careful of that flood potential right along the Cape. Otherwise, though, most of us are going to see a good amount of rain, less than an inch, but close to an inch, which is just what we need. 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts possible along the South Shore and the Cape. Back towards Providence, could get in on those 40 mile per hour gusts. That's both Thursday and Friday afternoon. And peak wind gusts for areas like Boston and the greater Boston area, also Worcester and central Massachusetts, 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts. And that wind is going to be coming in from the east, so it could be pushing some water up on shore as well. So some choppy surf there. Temperatures in the middle 60s overnight tonight, keeping with that thick layer of clouds and that potential for fog even through the morning. So as you're waking up, heading out the door, you may see some fog out there. Temperatures slow to rise tomorrow, middle and upper 60s by 10 o'clock in the morning, and those highs aren't going to get much above the upper 60s for high temperatures. Lows as you're waking up and heading out the door, 62 degrees for Boston, 60 in Norwood, upper 50s in southern New Hampshire, and then high temperatures tomorrow, 68 for Thursday, upper 60s for Friday, and then middle 60s by Saturday. So even as we clear things out going into Sunday, when fall does begin, we're going to see those temperatures in the low and middle 60s, and that sticks around into Monday and Tuesday as well, with isolated showers returning the middle of next week.